The first scream did not come from a mouth. It came from a sensor array. Across the capital ring of the Valorian Star Empire, alarms flared, silent at first, then cascading into frantic data floods. Astrophysical readouts contradicted themselves. Gravitational values spiked beyond theoretical limits. Power signatures twisted into impossible geometries. Admiral Threx Valuan, Supreme Commander of the Empire's 7th Defense Armada, stared at the tactical hololith hovering above the command dais. "What am I looking at?" he demanded. No one answered immediately, because no one wanted to say it out loud. The object had appeared without warp distortion, without subspace wake, without warning, 100,000 kilometers from a capital world. It dwarfed every known battleship design. Its silhouette was asymmetrical, brutal, forged for function rather than beauty. Black plating absorbed starlight instead of reflecting it, broken only by faint crimson lines pulsing like a living heartbeat. Size estimate, unknown. Mass reading, impossible. Energy output, classified as anomalous. Finally, Science Officer Ketare spoke, her voice tight. "Admiral, it's a ship." A pause. "And?" Threx snapped. "It's human." The chamber erupted. "That's absurd. Humans don't build vessels at large. They barely control 3 border systems. No human mind could command something with that processing load." Threx raised a clawed hand, silencing the room. "Confirm," he said coldly. Ketare swallowed. Cross-reference hull composition, radiation profile, and internal geometry. Matches classified human deep space architecture. A chill rippled through the room. Humans were not supposed to be this advanced. They were newcomers. Survivors of a harsh death world. Yes, but technologically restrained. Their ships were efficient, rugged, but small. Their doctrine emphasized adaptability, not overwhelming force. This ship violated everything. The hololith zoomed in. Weapons arrays unfolded along the hull. Not activating, merely present, like a predator stretching its limbs. Each turret was larger than a Valorian cruiser. Energy capacitors cycled slowly, deliberately, as if the ship were breathing. Then came the final blow. "The ship is being controlled by one life sign," Ketare whispered. "Silence." "One," Threx repeated. "Yes. Single neural command core. No distributed AI. No command crew." Someone laughed nervously. "That's impossible." "No," Ketare said. "It's human." The name that broke the room. The Empire's translator struggled for nearly 30 seconds before the incoming signal stabilized. A single line of human standard text appeared in the air. "Warship. Oblivion's Reach. Commanding Officer. Captain Elias Morrow." No titles. No honorifics. No threats. Just a name. Threx felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest. "Open a channel," he ordered. The hololith shifted. A human face appeared, older than expected, pale skin lined with scars. One eye replaced with mechanical implant glowing faint blue. He wore no ceremonial uniform, only a dark command jacket marked by faded insignia. Captain Morrow looked tired. "Valorian Empire," he said calmly. "You are trespassing on restricted human space corridors." A stunned silence followed. "You are 100 light years inside our territory," Threx replied. "Explain your presence." Morrow exhaled slowly. "We were looking for something." "And you thought entering Imperial space with a super dreadnought was appropriate?" Morrow's gaze hardened. "You've been losing colonies." The chamber froze. Threx's mandibles twitched. "That information is classified. You lost Drexel 9 cycles ago." Morrow continued. "Then Hollow Reach. Then Carnus Belt. No survivors. No debris patterns consistent with known species." Ketare's data stream lit up. He was right. "Why are you telling us this?" Threx demanded. "Because whatever's hunting you," Morrow said quietly, "came from our side of the galaxy first." A ripple of unease spread through the command chamber. "And this ship?" Threx asked. "This thing?" Morrow's lips twitched. Not a smile. "This isn't a warship," he said. The room leaned forward. "It's a containment platform. The thing between stars. Before Threx could respond, alarm screamed anew. A distortion tore open beyond the human ship, space folding inward like fabric pulled through a blade. Darkness poured out, wrong and lightless, swallowing stars whole. Something moved inside it. Sensors failed. Reality screamed. Ketharay shouted. Unknown entity emerging, mass exceeding planetary scale. The human ship moved, not accelerating, deciding. Its engines ignited with a low, thunderous resonance that shook space-time itself. Gravitational anchors slammed into place. Weapon systems aligned, not outward, but inward, focusing on the distortion. Morrow's voice cut through the chaos. Admiral Threx, you might want to move your fleet. Why? Threx demanded. Because if this thing gets past US, Morrow said evenly, your empire ends in the next 12 hours. The entity surged forward. Tendrils of void slicing through reality. Imperial ships fired reflexively. Beams vanished into nothing. The human ship fired once. A gravitational lance pierced the distortion, collapsing dimensions into a singular point. Space folded. The entity shrieked, not through sound, but through minds. Valorian officers clutched their heads, screaming. Morrow didn't flinch. Secondary weapons activated. Temporal anchors, reality clamps, containment fields older than the Empire itself. The ship didn't just fight the entity. It rewrote the battlefield. Minutes passed like centuries. Then, silence. The distortion collapsed inward, sealed within a glowing containment sphere tethered to Oblivion's reach. Imperial sensors stabilized. The thing was gone. Aftermath. No one spoke. Threx stared at the human captain. You commanded that ship alone, he said quietly. Yes. That level of cognitive load would shatter any known species. Morrow's mechanical eye dimmed slightly. It almost shattered us too, he admitted. That's why there aren't many ships like this. A pause. How many are there? Threx asked. Morrow looked past the camera, toward something far away. Enough, he said, to make sure the galaxy survives us. The channel closed. Oblivion's reach turned, slipping into non-space without ripple or trace. For a long time, the Valorian Empire did not move. Then Admiral Threx finally spoke. Update the archives, he said slowly. Reclassify humans. The officer hesitated. As what, sir? Threx watched the empty stars. Not allies, not rivals. A pause. Wardens. And across the Empire, panic spread. Not because humans were weak, but because no human should have been able to command a ship like that.